Plaintiff Aubriana Sandel says the defendant and her witness are married women who are obsessed with each other. Aubriana claims the defendant and her witness party together, do drugs together, and even have slumber parties. And today, she's suing her former friend for a credit card bill. Defendant Cassidy Bennett admits that she and her witness have been close friends, but insists Aubriana used to party right along with them. Cassidy insists she made payments to Aubriana towards the credit card bill.
Tell me what's going on.
All right, well, I wanted to know if you were familiar with the term besties. Maybe you and Doyle are
Best
besties.
friends? That's what she is to you?
No, not to me. That's how they are together.
Gotcha.
They're best
All right.
friends. They call each other besties, biffers. They have a couple other...
Biffers. Let's leave that alone. All right, go ahead. What else do you want me to know?
They like to party. Like mostly Cassidy, she likes to party, both of them. They like to go camping together. They do everything together.
What's wrong with that?
They're codependent. It's kind of weird. We're married women. We're in our late 20s, early 30s. They have slumber parties at each other's houses. They like to go camping. They like to drink a lot. They like to smoke weed. Sometimes do occasional mushrooms.
What do you say? What type of parties?
Just partying together. Sometimes they go to the
Pajama
clubs.
parties, you said. Or something.
I'm sorry?
Do you say pajama parties?
No, it's like slumber party.
Slumber, isn't that where you wear your pajamas?
I guess so.
Okay. What else?
Well, so they hang out together. They're very codependent. They do a lot of things together. Sometimes I think of the word obsession comes to mind with them.
You got a best friend?
I do, but she lives in my hometown.
Okay.
So we're like 6 hours away, but we don't hang out all the time or anything like that.
All right. Let me hear from you on your backstory.
Well, first of all, it was A, B, and C when we all first started for Aubrey, Brianna, and Cassidy. So all the partying and the camping and stuff that we did, she was involved in all of it. We would hold our drinks up and say A, B, and she and take a shot. So we all did it together.
Okay.
Now that they're not friends no more, it seems to be a little childish.
Why aren't they?
I'm guessing it all has to do with the money that I owe her.
That caused the friendship of the two of them to disintegrate as well.
Right.
Okay.
Brianna was watching her daughter as well.
Plaintiff Aubriana Sandel says she used to be friends with the defendant, but she claims the defendant is obsessed with her witness. And the two of them use drugs together and have slumber parties.
They've been making reference to you. You want to stand up and say anything? State your name.
I'm Brianna.
What's the deal? You're in the middle of these good friends.
Yes.
What's going on?
Everything was going good. Like I said, I used to take care of her daughter. Stopped doing that, and then.
Why'd you stop?
Because
of this credit? Because of this credit card bill?
No. I stopped watching her daughter before that.
Why?
She needed to save money.
Okay, all right. She couldn't afford to pay.
Right.
All right. Tell me about the credit card bill you're suing for.
Well, I wanted to finish up my statement. The reason why I brought up the party and everything, I am guilty. I used to party with them, not to the extent that they went to, but I did party. I'm guilty of that, of drinking occasionally and smoking weed occasionally.
Why do people have to tell me that? That's illegal.
Honestly.
Unless you live in a state where it's legalized. Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, a little bit, kind of.
It's a little legalized.
For medicinal purposes,
That's
it's
not
legal.
how the law works. Either it's legal or it's
Federally,
illegal.
it's still illegal, yes.
Huh?
Federally, it's still illegal.
Okay, I'm talking about statewide. There's a controversy as to whether state law in this area of marijuana is in conflict with federal laws, and therefore under the supremacy clause of the United States Constitution, the federal laws are supreme to state laws under certain circumstances. But the U.S. Supreme Court has not chosen to take that issue up, perhaps because a couple of them, never mind. Go ahead, let's get to the credit card bill you're suing for.
So the point was for me telling you all of that is it came down to she stopped paying me, yet she has money to pay for recreational drinking, her habits, whatever, and she collects food stamps and she's on welfare. And I have a problem with that. And
Why?
Because if I feel like I'm a taxpayer if I'm paying taxes. It's supposed to help you if you
But
need.
does she need it, or is she defrauding the government?
I see that's fraud.
I'm not on welfare. I don't
You-
get food stamps or anything.
You were.
All right, she denies it, and quite frankly, in my opinion, those who need it, there shouldn't be a problem. If they're defrauding the government, then yes, there's a big problem. All right, let's get to the credit card bill.
Okay.
$985. How does she owe you for that?
She owes me the $985 August 10th of 2010. Her dog was overdue, and she was pregnant. She was overdue. I told her to take it to the vet. The dog ended up needing emergency C-section, and I thought with my heart instead of my head, and I offered to lend her the money on my credit card as long as she were to pay it back. And we had a verbal agreement saying she'd pay it back by tax season of 2011. Had her sign a
And
contract.
you believe that?
Yes, because she had told me that she got back like $6,000 the year before for taxes. So I'm thinking, okay, she can pay it back.
That's what you get for not watching my show.
That's what I get for using my heart.
I've been saying this for over 10 years. When someone promises that they're going to repay you when the taxes come, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, and that's what I get for using my heart instead of my head.
Yeah, that's a substitute for saying no. That's a synonym for saying I'm not paying you. All right, ma'am, what do you want to tell me about this bill?
I have paid on the bill.
How
We did
much?
make payments. I have writing of $380 that I have with me. We did do payments at my job as well. She would come on Fridays and I would give her $20.
And you don't know the balance that you've paid?
This is $380.
Right.
I'm thinking I paid her $600.
That's not good. You're estimating, and if she's precise without any contradiction, I may have to go with her.
Plaintiff Aubriana Sandel says she used to be friends with the defendant, but she claims the defendant is obsessed with her witness. And the two of them use drugs together and have slumber parties.
What do you have to prove that she owes?
She did make the payments.
Of how much?
Before February, which is when the interest occurred on that transaction, because there was really no interest.
much?
She's giving me a total of $680 total.
Okay, that's about what she says. And you have the credit card bill or anything
Yes,
to
I do.
prove the amount?
Yes, I do.
So obviously the amount was somewhere near $1,600.
The amount originally was $1147.78.
Okay.
And this is
What did your credit card charge you in interest? The total amount?
26.99%.
Do you know the total amount?
They did it a little bit differently.
So how are you doing it? You're charging her for interest based on what?
Based on the interest that they were charging me, but
There
I
you
charged
go.
less.
That's all
though.
I'm looking for.
I charged less though because I made a mistake. I
Good
didn't
enough.
put those
You
payments.
charged her less than the credit card. All
Yes.
right. Good enough. I just needed to know whether you were charging more than this.
Less.
All right. Ma'am, was it $1147 originally?
Yes.
So why wouldn't you owe it $985?
I don't feel like I owe her the interest on it.
Okay.
You know, it's been years.
All right.
I've tried to get in
Tell
touch
her
with
credit
her.
card company that. Give them a call.
Right.
All right. $985 is your judgment. Her only defense is she doesn't believe she owes the interest. However, you were charged the interest, and there was an assumption that you would have to pay interest under the pretense that you put it on your credit card. You knew she would have to pay interest then. Well, you wanted her to pay the interest? Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
It's a good lesson learned for both of us.
There you go.
No, not to trust anybody else, and maybe next time when you borrow money or accept a contract, you pay it back.
Okay. We haven't been friends forever, so it
It's
doesn't
done.
matter.
She stopped talking to me about a year ago, blocked me from everything.
It's been about a year and a half.
I don't talk to Brianna anymore. Last time I really did talk to her was back in October when she came to visit me, telling me to take you to court, that you deserve it, that you're selfish.
No, I told you to keep me out of it and do what you had to do, love. And you told me you weren't going
Don't
to come
be
to my
jealous.
daughter's
I'm
parties
sorry.
because of her. So it's
jealous.
okay.
Yeah, I can tell. That's why we're here. Is because
Right.
you're not jealous.
I just want my money back.
2 years
You're gonna
later.
get it.